We are at the end of the week, and we're going to look at Luke 14 one more time here. Verses 12, 13, and 14. Jesus, if you remember back in verse number 1, went to the house of one of the leaders of the Pharisees. So he's having this dialogue, he's having this conversation with a number of people that will lead him into speaking this parable that he mentioned in verses 7 through 11. Then in verses 12 through 14, I think Jesus is teaching us another lesson here, as he was the people at this dinner. And he also went on to say to the one who had invited him, "When you give a luncheon or a dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or rich neighbors. Otherwise, they may also invite you in return, and that will be your repayment." That's typically something we understand. Someone does something good to you or to me, we want to reciprocate that, and we want to do the same. We want to show them our appreciation, and maybe that will be inviting them back over or something like that. And so Jesus says in verse 13, "But when you give a reception, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind." Why? Why would he do this? Well, one, he said, "You'll be blessed, since they do not have the means to repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." In my margin for verse 12, it sounds a lot like Luke chapter 6, where Jesus said, "Do good." These individuals here, the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, they're not going to be able to repay. They're not going to be able to give back. They're not going to be able to invite you back over and to give you the same thing that you've given to them. So I think what Jesus is trying to teach us here, as he was the people there, that as we do things, being willing to do things really expecting nothing in return. And certainly that's a powerful thing to think about when it comes to hospitality or whatever it may be, doing good deeds. We don't merely do good things to make sure that we get something back in return, but we will be blessed if we have this type of mindset. And then he reminded them, "For you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." So something really good for us to think about and ponder our motives, our actions, and how we go about living our lives. I hope this helps. Take care, and God bless. Take care.